Hey guys, what's going on? All right, we got some awesome new Halloween Ends news to talk about here. We have a new trailer, TV spot, about 30 seconds, and we had the Trick or Treat Studios Halloween Ends mask drop their pictures on social media today. So they showed off what this thing looks like, and yeah, we got to talk about it. So let's get into it. So first thing I wanted to talk about was the new Halloween Ends trailer that just dropped. It's not a full-length trailer, it's a 30-second TV spot trailer. But let's take a look at this thing.
It's Halloween.
We're gonna have a good time tonight.
Boogeyman's coming. He's gonna get you. You're gonna get you. You're gonna get you. You're gonna get you. Please help me!
It's time to put the boogeyman to bed.
Halloween ends.
Awesome. All right, so what did you guys think of this trailer? I thought that was pretty awesome, actually. That for a 30-second spot, I'm impressed. I'm definitely really excited to see it. I mean, I already was, but I think they're doing a really good job with not showing us too much with these couple of trailers they dropped. They really haven't given too much away. Yeah, I really liked it. I think my favorite part is the sort of the homage to Killing Bob scene where he's got this redheaded lady by the throat and he pins her to the whatever kind of bulletin board that is or something, or a goals board. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's definitely an homage to the Bob killing scene in '78. So I really like that. I thought that was cool. Yeah, why don't we take a closer look at this thing? Let's break it down. So first off, you have this really nice Halloween atmosphere. You have the trick-or-treaters on the street and everything's all decorated nicely. You see the street shot and then it flashes to Corey. Now this is the Corey we've all heard about, so we don't need to get too deep into this, but there's your first look at him. Okay, then we move to the shot of the mask, which I think is on a table, it looks like, and someone is reaching to grab it. So the hand, to me, I first thought, what is that, Jamie Lee Curtis or something? Because it looks like a fairly thin hand. It looks a little bony. I just wondered, maybe is that Laurie grabbing it? Because if it's Myers, he is severely malnourished. Probably hasn't found enough dogs to eat. Okay, so the next shot, we go to this dude sitting outside in a fairly heavy coat wearing a beanie. So I don't know what the angle is there. I don't recognize him. Certainly don't think that's James Jude Courtney anyway. But he is wearing a thick coat and a beanie. And I don't know what that could mean. I'm not sure if that's going to be a significant character or probably just a creative kill. Next shot is a scene in the house of Laurie going up the stairs. So again, you see that wacky wallpaper behind her. And she is wearing sort of looks like a brownish tan colored blouse or something. And she is definitely not wearing the outfit from the '78 film anyway. So that is certainly different. Then you see Myers, or someone dressed as Myers, behind what could be Laurie. We really don't know who that is for sure. I really don't know if that's Laurie or not. The hair length seems close, but I don't know if that hair is blonde enough. Probably not. So I don't know. It's probably not Laurie, but it's Myers or the copycat killer or impersonator, or I don't know, whatever angle they're trying to play. Okay, next shot, you have a shot of Myers walking away from what looks like those front doors with the stained glass window. I think you might remember on the Fright Rags t-shirt, there was one where he was standing in front of the door with the stained glass. So I'm guessing that's Michael Myers. It's a fairly good shot of the mask. The eye holes almost look a teeny bit bigger to me. Next shot, you see a kid running around. I don't know where the hell that is. It looks like some kind of weird pillars or something. I don't know where he is at all. But some dude's running around outside or around a bunch of pillars. Then we cut to a shot of Allison at some kind of a rave or something. No idea what's going on there. And then it cuts to another really cool shot of Myers with the collar popped nice and high. And honestly, it might even be a flashback shot or something, because it looks like it might be a shot from the 2018 movie, or maybe from Kills, or the end of the 2018 movie. Hard to tell. It's a cool shot though. Then it cuts to a girl screaming next to what looks like probably a pickup truck. Then the next shot you see the mob with a bunch of cameras and lights and what looks like Hawkins, I think, in the front there. I don't know. Hopefully this isn't another mob thing like Kills. I doubt they would do that again. But yeah, they definitely have their light shined on somebody, so I don't know if this is like catching Myers or maybe Corey. I really don't know. We can speculate all day here. Okay, so next shot you have Laurie hiding around the corner from a lurking Michael Myers or Corey or whoever is there. It certainly looks like Myers stalking Laurie. Okay, so next shot you have a dude sitting in his house, it looks like, next to an aquarium, and he gets startled by some kid pounding on his window for help. So I don't know who the kid is, or who the fellow is, who knows. Probably victims, I'm guessing. There might be some kind of plot line with the kid talking though, who knows. So not sure what's going on there. And then that next shot is really cool. Shot of Myers reaching for the camera, which makes me think about that mob scene with everybody with the cameras and lights out. So I wonder if maybe they do have it pointed on Myers or whatever, and he lunges out at them. Then you see Laurie walking away from that same doorway with the stained glass where Michael was. And I don't know which scene is first, so who knows there. After that, we cut to what looks like a china cabinet closing, and a reflection of Michael Myers as the door closes and Allison screams her head off. Next shot, you see what looks like Michael bursting up from a countertop, it looks like, right after Laurie has seemingly stabbed him. I mean, I'm not 100% on that, but that's what it looks like to me. It looks like he was just stabbed. Yeah, it looks like he springs up off of the countertop or whatever that is, and possibly Laurie just stabbed him. If you catch the frame just right when it starts, it looks almost like she has a knife sort of inside of his chest here, and he just bursts up and she jumps back. So, or maybe they did a cut there or something to confuse us. I really don't know. Then you go to the next shot where there's a couple of cops in the scene. Hawkins is in the middle. They're rushing to some scene. Then you see some kid holding onto a fence as a light is getting close, almost like a car is driving up or somebody's recording. I don't know. Perhaps this is the kid that needed a babysitter. I don't know. But he's screaming against the fence. Next, we go to my favorite shot of the trailer, is the red-haired lady who we've seen in a few publicity stills, I'm sure, is being held up off the ground by what looks like the legit Myers. But yeah, it looks like the size of James for sure, and he's holding her up off the ground, given the old homage to Bob, bless him, from '78 with the pinning you to the wall kill. Badass kill. I really like that. That's cool that they did that. Very cool. Next shot, they show a really good shot of the mask, and you can see in the sides of it all these little chunks, so where it looks like it's sort of rotted away, it's surprisingly quite clean looking actually on that side. Looks really cool. Yeah, that's a really neat shot of the mask right there. The light hits the mask again, and you can see Michael's right eye. And again, I don't know if the eye hole is a teeny bit bigger, but it almost looks like he has makeup on under there. Like, you know how sometimes they put black makeup on their eyes just to kind of hide them more under a mask. I mean, I used to do that stuff before I had better solutions, but it almost looks like that. Or maybe, you know, the real Myers is just so dirty and so gross and really hasn't done anything with himself in all this time that he's that filthy, you know, and just that's how it looks. It's creepy nonetheless, and a hell of a shot of that mask. There's some real detail there that you can see. That should help the rehaul artists anyway. Yay! And that's the last shot. It cuts to the title there, so definitely a very cool trailer. I don't know what you guys think, but definitely let me know in the comments. I thought it was really, really cool. I thought they didn't give too much away. Yeah, it was just enough, you know. I'd be okay with them not really showing anything else at all at this point. Right? I mean, maybe if you're going to do another TV spot, I suppose that could happen. Or another trailer that has a few different shots added to it or something, maybe. But I'd be totally great with these. These two trailers have been good. They haven't given too much away, and so far so good. Because I know it has been spoiled for a few friends of mine, and yeah, they're not too happy about it. So definitely be watching out for spoilers as usual, guys. All right, so speaking of Michael's mask and how awesome it looked, I wanted to talk about Trick or Treat Studios' Halloween Ends mask. So they just dropped some photos, as you can see here. I think it looks really good. I mean, I heard it getting bashed online a little bit here and there, and I don't really understand all the hate. The pictures that they provided, it looks pretty good. And I'm sure from past experiences, it's definitely hurt them a little bit because some people have gotten some pretty poor paint jobs on a stock mask. But what a lot of these people are not understanding is a stock mask is almost never going to come looking anywhere near a studio quality mask. I mean, that's just bananas to even think that, right? Like the amount of time that goes into a mask that's going to be on camera, or a proper rehaul from a bunch of the greats out there. There's a ton of time that goes into it, and a whole lot of skill and technique and stuff that you're not going to see on a typical mask. Basically, there's a huge difference between a fully rehauled mask and a stock paint job. So you're not going to get something that looks like this right from Trick or Treat Studios. Like, there's no way. I mean, they're not all terrible though. I mean, you can get a paint job that's reasonable. It doesn't look bad if it's not your thing to spend money on something that looks really accurate or something that's going to really stand out. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think the problem is too many people are thinking, a $60 mask, or $90 here in Canada, what it costs, is going to be some kind of amazing studio quality replica, and it's just not. Like, the mold is from the movie. I mean, you're getting a great mold. If you give it to a legitimately decent artist that knows latex masks and has experience doing it, you can really improve the mask. Or if you're as ambitious enough to try yourself, I mean, have at her. But if you want something that looks like this, you're going to have to go to a pro. And that actually brings me to my next topic. Is I actually did pre-order a Halloween Ends mask from Remy over at Remzap Studios. Of course, I couldn't do the two without having the third. I mean, these are going to be the 3 movies from this set, and that's it. Not that Halloween and Michael Myers will never return. Of course he will. I mean, the story's too big to not let it, go on eventually. They'll probably just give it a rest for a while. But this particular series, because I had the 2, I really wanted the third one that, and done by Remy, excuse me. I really wanted to have the trifecta, if you will. So I am looking forward to that. So these Trick or Treat Studios masks are going to drop on the 15th of September. So that's the day they will start taking orders and start shipping them out. Now, I've heard places like Party City and maybe Spirit Halloween might be carrying some as well. Of course, none in yet. I have heard there are some locations in the States, though, where Party City has gotten them. I think that's where one of those photos originally leaked, because there was one that got out, I think, ahead of Tots' announcement. But I don't know. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the mask. Let me know what you think of it. I mean, what I was seeing, though, in the Tots masks was all that mold that almost looked like, almost like fluff or something all stuck to it. It looked kind of gnarly, right? But the still shots I just saw from that trailer, it looked very different. It almost looked quite flat with almost craters in it, Like, it was really weird looking. So I guess I'll have to see more of the mask for sure, but it makes me wonder what it actually looks like, or maybe there are two different masks, like maybe one's the legit one and one is some other thing that Corey found, or the copycat killer, if you will, found. The guy that still has all his fingers on his hand. The masks are going to go up for sale on the 15th, as well as the Ends knife, which looks really gnarly as well. Take a look at this thing. I think it looks beautiful. It looks well worn and kind of a little rusted, and it just looks gnarly. Like if you got a little nick from this thing, you'd probably need a tetanus shot, you know what I mean? So I think it looks great. Hopefully it looks that good in person, but it does look like a huge improvement, and Trick or Treat Studios is constantly upping their game with their knives. They get better and better every year. The original one from the 2018 film was so-so. The Kills knife I thought was much better. The 78 knife as well is another one that probably could have used a little improvement, but I thought the Kills knife was a nice improvement for that. It's still way too much chrome on it. You definitely have to weather them. So I would have to do that, but I plan on picking up an Ends knife, of course, as well when they go on sale. But September 15th is the big day. So speaking of having to weather my Kills knife, actually, it's because the expo is coming to town pretty soon. Now, it came to Calgary, I think, in June, I want to say, or maybe July. I forget. I was going to go because they have a bunch of celebrities there. It's like a big Comic-Con. They had the guys from Clerks there, and they were supposed to have a bunch of guys from Cobra Kai there, and they kept canceling and changing. And finally, the kids really didn't want to go too bad because everybody they wanted to see had canceled or pulled out, and So long story short, we never went, but it is coming to Edmonton now. This is my city, so it's way closer. But this is not like a horror festival. It's like a straight Comic-Con, so you're going to have all kinds of crazy costumes there. There'll probably be some horror. I plan on going there with a buddy of mine who really enjoys these things, and I'm going to bring the Kills outfit because it's the most recent Myers on screen anyway, and of course there's all this hype going for Ends soon. I think it would be crazy not to try it out while it's still kind of fresh, you know what I mean? And I think it's honestly it's probably my best cosplay, just because Myers' build and everything sort of suits my frame a little better. Like I'm a little bit on the tall side for Freddy. I can pull it off, but a little bit on the tall side for Freddy. I'm not nearly as thick as like Jason, so I kind of got to pad myself up a little bit if I'm going to try to do Jason, because he's tough. He's a thick boy. And Myers has always been kind of lanky looking, I know Nick Castle wasn't super tall, but a lot of guys that played Myers were, between 6 foot and I guess 6'3", James Jude Courtney, and they're probably between 190 and 215 pounds or so, give or take. So they're sort of in my frame range. And, this mask looks so fantastic. The coveralls that he did as well are spot on. I have all the accessories down. I have the proper boots and everything for it. Whereas for the 2018, I don't have the Arctic 8 boots. However, the Wolverines do look very much the same as the 2018 boots. Anyway, you could certainly pull it off. But I thought the fresh look would definitely be to go with the Kills. So I plan on going to that. That is next weekend, actually. It'll be next Saturday. So I have a little over a week to get that knife weathered and just get everything ready to go and do another test fitting. And actually get some real shots this time. Last time I just took some quick ones when I put it on. I didn't have the hand wrapped or anything, but it was just some quick shots before I was going to go to the HorrorCon, thinking I would have a ton more after that. And of course, you know how the HorrorCon went. I never ended up doing it, and you know, James Jude Courtney canceled, and yada yada. It didn't happen, so I don't have a lot of great shots of it yet. So I plan on doing that when I do another test fitting before the expo. So that will be coming as well, and watch for that. I'm also going to be doing another video for you guys quick with a Gutter Garbs pickup that I just got in recently here. A couple of really amazing designs. So watch for that as well. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching this Halloween Ends update. And don't forget to give me your opinion on that trailer. What do you think of the Trick or Treat Studios mask? You know, are you planning on picking one up or one of the knives up? Maybe you want to do a rehaul service. You know, let me know in the comments. And in the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again for the next one.